positively. Now we start this hour in the United States, where President Trump announced a 15% tariff on South Korean goods, including a reduction in auto tariffs from 25%. South Korea had pushed for a 12.5% tariff. The deal includes a $150 billion shipbuilding fund, but no agreement on opening rice and beef markets. South Korea's Lee said the deal strengthens the alliance and levels the playing field for exports. The country will shift some LNG imports from the Middle East to the United States. However, no discussions were held on steel and aluminium tariffs. Now let's have a look at what the South Korean Chief Presidential Policy Secretary had to say.
주력 수출 품목인 자동차 관세도 15%로 낮췄습니다. 추후 부과가 예고된 반도체, 의약품 관세의 경우에도 다른 나라 대비 불리하지 않은 대우를 받게 될 예정입니다. 이번 합의에서 가장 주목할 만한 점은 미국과의 조선업 분야의 협력을 확대하기로 한 것입니다. 한미 조선협력펀드 1,500억 불은 선박 건조, MRO, 조선기자재 등 조선업 생태계 전반을 포괄하며 우리 기업들의 수요에 기반해 구체적 프로젝트에 투자될 예정입니다. 미국과의 협의 과정에서 우리 농축산물 시장 개방에 대한 강한 요구가 있었던 것이 사실입니다. 그러나 식량 안보와 우리 농업의 민감성을 감안해 국내 쌀과 쇠고기 시장은 추가 개방하지 않는 것으로 합의하였습니다.
Now more in US trade. In talks with China, according to reports, Beijing expressed its commitment to resolving tariff issues through dialogue, despite deep-seated economic challenges. Both sides aim for a long-term solution, with China assuring sincerity in consultations. Despite challenges, China reaffirmed its commitment to consultations and finding a mutually beneficial solution. We're now joined by Dr. Sanjay Kumar. He's a journalist from the Korea Herald. He joins us live from the South Korean capital. Dr. Kumar, thank you very much for joining us on the program. South Korea were originally facing a 25% tariff on their exports. They've managed to get it down to 15% with a huge investment expected in the United States along with the deal. They were originally advocating for 12.5%, half of that original tariff that was first announced in April. Is Seoul getting a win here in this deal with the United States?
The deadlock looks to be resolved for a moment, but it cannot be said that it is a win-win or a win for South Korea at least. Of course, South Korean president has said that we have come up and we have resolved a major hurdle because it has been perceived here that this deadline is going to, this deadline was creating hurdles for many Korean companies and the market as well, and there were many uncertainties. So in a sense, yes, this conclusion has been made, but if this conclusion does not go in right direction, when I say right direction, this means when it is well received by the public in Korea and the opposition in Korea, unless that happens, things will not be settled in Korea. This is the situation right now.
Dr. Kumar, the agreement sidesteps opening up South Korea's rice and beef markets. Why are these sectors so sensitive to Seoul?
See, President Donald Trump has used a comprehensive terminology like the agriculture products and agriculture in a broader sense. But in Korea, this is being seen not from a comprehensive angle. They want to confine to the products which are going to be affected, and rice and beef is very sensitive in Korea. Although $100 billion for LNG also had been a concern because South Korea's major import comes from the Middle East, so they have to be figured out as well that how it is going to work, because South Korea doesn't have huge demand. It has demands only for domestic consumption, which had been solved by the Middle East. So yeah, once again coming to the agricultural products thing, South Korea is not a big market, and especially the farmers had been struggling since decades, and they have always come up and protested against the South Korean government. Not only for this US tariff thing, but they had been struggling because of many challenges, including the fertility rate here is down. Young generation is not interested in doing agriculture sector things, and already there is a labor shortage. So they had been facing challenges from decades, and if these tariffs come also, then it will affect the very common masses, especially the common. When I say common masses, this means the entire inflation would go high. Yeah.
Yes.
That is why it is very concerning for average Koreans, and as well as the foreign residents who are living in Korea.
Yes, Dr. Kumar, do stay with us. When we move on, we stay in the Indo-Pacific next. The US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick announced that the United States has secured trade deals with Cambodia and Thailand ahead of President Trump's August 1st tariff deadline. In an interview, Lutnick revealed Trump brokered a truce between the two countries over the weekend, utilizing trade talks. Lutnick emphasized the global impact of Trump's trade strategy, stating that countries like the European Union, Japan, and the Philippines are paying as part of these efforts. He described the process as unbelievable and credited Trump's direct engagement in making these agreements possible. We're once again joined by Dr. Kumar to discuss. We're once again joined by Dr. Kumar to discuss this further. Dr. Kumar, we obviously saw this flare-up of hostilities between the two Southeast Asian countries come to an end with Donald Trump's announcement of a ceasefire brokered by Malaysia and also the United States. Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, has said that this trade deal played a huge part in brokering peace between these two countries. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump utilizing trade to strike these peace deals?
From economic insecurity perspective, yes, it does play a role, but this had been a contested issue of land dispute, and you know that both the countries had been in conflict for many times. This is not the first time. From one angle, yes, Trump has impacted. You know, no country in this world is now unaffected by President Trump's leadership and his actions and the decisions. So is the case with Thai-Cambodia conflict as well. But what is problematic here is that although the ceasefire has been agreed, but the allegations are still ongoing. So we cannot see it as a complete resolution. For complete resolution, I am reiterating once again that ASEAN chair, Malaysia, and the ASEAN 10 members plus one, including East Timor, 11, all these nations have to come up and agree on this ceasefire, as well as the stability aspect, because this is an ASEAN issue, and for ASEAN centrality and sustainability, inclusiveness, people prosperity, this stability is very important. So that is why in coming years, ASEAN chairmanship as well as the bilateral channels have to somehow resolve the issues and conventions such as Ottawa Convention and those issues and bone of contentions, yes, which is being raised by Cambodia also. So this should be seen as a short-term gain from President Trump, but for ASEAN, there is a need of long-term stability.
Yes, Dr. Kumar, thank you very much for your insight and joining us here on the program. We now move over